Hey guys, I'm Xavier Harris, writing and director of First Date.
My name is Jeffery Turner. I played Major in First Date.
So today we'll be doing a little bit of a breakdown of the film itself, going like frame by frame, piece by piece of all the stuff that happened in the film. There's a channel called Vanity on YouTube that does just kind of like breakdown videos. We kind of got inspired by it. I was like, let's do it for First Date. Let's dive right into it with First Date. So first off the bat, I want to say the music in First Date. This is the second time we did original music. We did Dragon Ball Disciples.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I'll
put it in the card somewhere up here. But anyway, so we did that for Dragon Ball, and then for First Date, we did a little bit of an improv kind of jazz thing with my band director and my friend who plays saxophone. So we did a little improv session. Sounded pretty good in my opinion. Very professional for the film quality, you could say.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your thoughts on that?
I was really impressed because I was like in the background, like he was sending me stuff, but I didn't really know what he had going on in his head. But he like sent me the finished version. I was like, this sounds mad professional. Like First Date, I think is like one of the most professional films that we've done so far. So whenever he sent me that, I was like,
it's nice.
This gonna slap. This gonna slap.
I'm just going on this date with him. No big deal. Hopefully it'll work out for him.
Bro, you a dog.
All right, one thing that I wanted to say is that right there, just walking out, that was Armstrong. That's our PA? AD, assistant director.
Yep.
And he was walking out, and behind us holding the camera was you.
Me, and then it was, I think, was it Harley or Wyatt?
Harley holding the boom pole.
So basically, this shot I just had in mind, but how to get it done properly, I was confused. And Ung had the idea, actually, I believe, to have him open the door, so you can catch it.
So
like,
I can catch him going.
So yeah,
without it awkwardly holding for me to.
Shout out for the AD.
Also, what I wanted to say specifically in that part, I think I also edited the film. It was hard to gauge this specific editing because Xavier was really particular with how the ambience sounded and how the dialogue sounded. So going in, I had to figure out how I wanted the levels to set so that the sound was particular and not like off level.
You must be a busy man.
Pardon?
No, I'm just saying, you stroll in here 15 minutes late. Your sweater isn't ironed.
It's polyester.
You have a bedhead, and it seems like you didn't put any effort at all this morning. You must be a man on the go.
I'm always on the go. That's my motto. You see, I write. I'm a writer. I was working.
Before we go on to the actual dialogue, I wrote First Date for Jeffery and Alex. Like I had him in mind instantly. Like I was like, okay, I want an argument scene. Who can I get on this project? And I just thought of you two instantly. So basically, her personality, your personality is kind of combining this together. My writing, just so I could say it's a personal project for both of you guys to be a part of. So also with First Date, the dialogue itself, I really wanted the dialogue to really shine through with this one. So I kept cinematography, editing, kind of simplistic. Might be kind of bland, you can say, but that's to really just get my point across when it comes to the dialogue that they say in the movie.
In the short, I think me and Alex really had to we sort of had to carry because of the pressure that was put on us, delivering the dialogue. Yeah. If you understand. So whenever we were doing this, I think him having us in mind was really good because me and Alex were already pretty cool. So it was kind of easy to sink into character with somebody that you were already cool with.
Rehearsals too, they kind of flow naturally. We had maybe 5 or 6, and it went pretty good. Dialogue was memorized pretty fast, and they were just able to flow pretty easily with the film, especially filming this in 3 hours too.
Oh, I also wanted to say the dialogue is it's really interesting because it's this serious concept with these witty and stupid jokes mixed in with it.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's in it it's pretty funny. Yeah. There's some points that are pretty funny. But then there is serious moments that you need to really dive into.
So it's a good balance, you could say, of the comedic versus the dramatic elements of the dialogue.
It's not too comedy driven. Yeah. It's little nitty witty lines.
This novel cut called The Unusual Disappearance of.
Okay, yeah, shout out Wyatt.
Yeah, the dude in the hood is Wyatt Reynolds.
He was our production assistant and our boom operator as well. For the film, and so yeah, he's Max Rosenhood for that one shot.
And nobody mentioned this, but previously, whenever I walked in, we had a whole crowd of people come in, and we had a background that Xavier got mostly his friends and family and just come in and sit down. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah, and we were able to get them like out quickly and to get the sound recorded, so then we could focus primarily on Jeffrey and Alex for their scene.
That was on chapter 11.
How many chapters?
22. But anyways, I was.
So right there, I wanted to have like Alex kind of like trip you up a little bit, kind of confuse you, kind of like you're kind of off balance, you can say. So just cut you off right there, and the cinematography shows that, like we cut from like a wider shot to like, up and close,
uncomfortable close up.
Of them talking to each other.
Why did you just cut me off?
Yeah, and that shows the confusion in the camera.
All right, so the way that we have this scene set up is that primarily the camera's pulled back, and it's like a mid shot, and Alex is sitting. And then we have the table. So in the foreground, it's Alex, but the bad thing about the shot is that in the background, it's the sun. It's bright and it's overexposed. So because the background is overexposed, it's creating this kind of shadow effect on Alex. But this isn't primarily a bad thing because it could also show the fact that Alex feels lesser. Or it feels like she's not being heard, or it feels covered up. So,
and you'll see later on in the film, probably seen already, but like her story's a little dark compared to Major's. Yeah. And it shows kind of a contrast, you could say, and you can say the cinematography or the lighting style does that, portrays that contrast between the two characters. Okay, this shot. Okay, so I've been on a few dates before, dates, right? So. It's always a few times, but it's like awkward, just like silence, and it's so weird.
The first time I was talking to Xavier about this project, he had this idea of two people on a date, but he didn't have an exact idea of what the situation was. And I was like, you could make it just really, really awkward.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I just love the awkwardness that the script gave to these two characters, and just makes it feel more natural.
Greatness from small beginnings.
What?
It's just a quote from a video game.
Oh, I can't stand video games. My brother Cole, he plays this game called Codes of Zombies.
I fucking love Codes of Zombies.
Anyways, it's always blasting through the house, and what makes it even worse is that he's always talking to his friends on it. It's just so aggravating. Video games are just so male dominant, and like, no girls are playing.
You guys probably wouldn't be the best anyway.
Wait, what'd you say?
Wait, you still with your parents?
Whoa! You just touched over 2 red flags there, buddy. First up, the audacity for you to say some nonsense about.
Now here's the arguments.
Okay, so I think I found my film style now. Like these ideological like battles between two characters. This is my kind of style of writing, I think now. And I think that when Jeffrey, when you mother your what's the word for you? Mother something under your mouth?
Muttered, yeah.
Yeah, mother something under your mouth. That sets her off like a fireball, and this carries on for the whole entire film. Now we are in this like hellhole. We are in with the Jeffrey and Alex's characters as they're gonna like dog fighting it out for their viewpoints on different subjects matters. And also, mind you, we're in a coffee shop, so and she's yelling like just like off the rails, just like.
The people at Red Butter Cafe are amazing.
Yes, they are.
They're amazing.
Shout out Miss Gordana.
They let us do whatever we wanted.
Nonsense about
It's not nonsense if it's true.
Oh, it's not nonsense if it's true. Look at Pokimane.
Pokimane is the best example you can give when it comes to a female gamer.
What's your problem with her?
She's known for her looks and showing off her body on Twitch. She gives the wrong example, and you letting her status get in your head.
Well, what if I like that she's woman? What if I like that she's showing her body on camera? I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah, you guys have it on easy mode.
Are you like a fucking misogynist? Like, what the fuck is your deal?
That's the best line in my opinion of the entire film. Alex just like nailed that. So shout out Alex for that line right there.
See, I don't know about you. I was raised in the country. Southern household down south in Canton, Georgia. It's me and my 4 other siblings. Ricky, Lori, Matthias, Bros. So my daddy, he worked as a mailman. So from 5 in the morning till 7 at night, he'll be working.
All right, so for this monologue, more or less, it was like the audience understanding Major. So we have this long monologue with the camera slowly panning in.
Yeah.
And it's a digital zoom, so it's the camera slowly panning in. And while performing it, it sort of felt like you're trying to explain yourself and like acknowledge your differences.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just opening up and trying to tell like her like, this is what I know. This is all I know.
Major's character is like a golden boy, you can say. And with his monologue, I really wanted to have the audience kind of just like into that. Draws the whole entire audience into this. It makes like a warm kind of like feel to the monologue, you can say.
That seemed more like unorthodox.
Well, maybe we are sick and tired of the norms society puts on us.
Water, anyone?
No. Ever since the beginning.
Well, shout out our PA, Harley.
Harley,
he was the waiter. So yeah, we needed a waiter like kind of ASAP. So I was like, Harley, put an apron on. I was like, cool, and he did it perfectly. Harley.
My dad, he was a deadbeat. He left when I was like 4 or 5, and my mom said that he wanted to explore himself. After that, my mom became a lot more assertive. She had to take on 2 roles in the household.
So yeah, Alex's monologue was like the opposite of Jeffrey's entirely. I wanted to have kind of like contrast of emotions. So you're like, okay, I had a great life, family, all my sisters and brothers and whatnot. I was just like, I like kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And my mom was struggling to like raise us.
It really shows like each character what they know, and like it really goes back to the background of the character and displaying that through your performance. So
yeah. So shout out once again Alex for doing this like great, and Jeffrey too. You did a good job.
Your so-called ladies are controlled by men. These are your trophy wives on the arms of quarterbacks and rappers. You're living in a fantasy, and your view on women is extremely...
How do you know I don't want that? Somebody that can happily marry. Somebody that will be with me through thick and thin. You don't. You just met me. You just make an assumption.
Yeah, so I was like, Jeffrey, go all out, go angry, go like, rah, like dude, be a lion, pretty much. And then he did like a lion like times 3. I was like, Jeffrey, just like, be one lion. Be one.
Be one lion.
Be one lion. And then he did it great for this take for the final cut. So good job, Jeffrey, once again, for your performance in the film.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like what?
Like you're about to strangle me or something?
I wouldn't mind.
I won't mind pressing charges either. You'll go. One more thing.
What?
You guys really do suck at video games.
Fuck you.
all right, so I want to say for the ending, right? There was the section whenever we were staring at each other, and then she was like, what did she say? She was like, oh, I said, you guys really do suck at video games.
Yeah.
And she's like, F you. But like,
It was like, there were 3 different endings.
there's 3 different endings.
It was like,
And we went with the one I said. But anyway, so the first
what
thing.
did I say?
The first one Xavier said is whenever she's like, oh, you guys really do suck at video games. Well, I say that. And then she's like, ah. That's the first thing Xavier said.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then I was like, okay, so I think we should go with, since this is a rated R flick, language-wise, we should go with, like, shooting a birdie or saying F you or something.
And that was like, the bird was kind of,
Yeah.
And then we did fuck you.
Yeah.
And that kind of did it for both me and you.
I thought it was
He was right. He was right.
But I felt like that would play more well in like a realistic setting, like in this conversation, and that would be a better way to end it.
That was first date. I learned so much from this film,
much.
like a lot of lessons of lighting and just
Editing,
cinematography,
film, and then we had a. This isn't the biggest. Crew that we worked with, but we had a crew of a lot of good people who had different ideas.
You guys enjoyed our breakdown, and see you in the next video. Have a good one.